Let's be real, this isn't science fiction anymore. This is happening right now. Your next teammate, your next collaborator might just be an AI. So the big question is, how do you build a team that doesn't just work, but actually knocks it out of the park? Well, that's what we're going to figure out. I mean, seriously, just pause and picture that for a second. The person you're bouncing ideas off of, the one you're counting on to hit a deadline, isn't a person at all. This is a whole different ballgame. It's not about learning to use a new app, it's about learning an entirely new way to be a team. So that's what this explainer is all about. We're going to dig into the actual science behind it all. We're on the hunt for the blueprint, the secret sauce for making these human-AI partnerships really, truly click. Okay, so where do we even begin? Well, with any team, I don't care if it's humans, AIs, or a mix, it all starts with one thing: trust. If you don't have that, the whole thing is just going to crumble. But trusting an AI? That opens up a whole new can of worms.
And this quote, man, it just hits the nail on the head. You see, researchers found that the #1 fear isn't that the AI will mess up. Nope. The real worry is that we'll start trusting it so much that our own brains get a little mushy, that our own skills start to fade away.
So that is the million-dollar question, right? How do you find that sweet spot? That perfect balance where you can lean on your AI teammate without just completely checking out mentally. There's actually a name for this problem. Researchers call it automation bias. And the fix they found is pretty elegant. It's not about blind faith. It's all about structured verification. The AI takes the first crack at it, sure. But then, and this is the crucial part, the human is required to step in, to actively check and sign off on the work. That little two-step process keeps our brains in the game. And that's the big aha moment here. Building great human-AI teams isn't just about writing better code. It's about understanding ourselves, our own psychology, and building systems that play to our strengths instead of our weaknesses. All right, so let's say we've got trust handled. That's a huge first step. What's next on the list? You got to make sure everyone is rowing in the same direction, working toward the exact same goal. You know that incredible feeling when you and a teammate are just completely in sync? You finish each other's sentences, you know what the other person is thinking. Well, in teamwork science, that's called a shared mental model. And it turns out it's just as critical when your teammate is an AI. This all leads to a really fascinating question. If we want our AI to be on the same page as us, what kind of personality should we give it? Should it be cold and logical? Or something else? Well, the research is pretty surprising on this one. It turns out when they designed an AI to be altruistic, programmed to always put the team's success first, the whole team's performance skyrocketed. A little bit of programmed selflessness, it seems, goes a very long way. You can almost think of this altruistic AI as the team's glue. Because it's always prioritizing the group, it kind of smooths over any friction between people. When our individual goals start clashing, its selfless behavior gently pulls everyone back to focusing on the big win, which just makes the whole team stronger. Okay, so we've got trust, we've got shared goals. Now we get to the really exciting part, the payoff. What happens when these teams can do things that neither a human nor an AI could ever hope to do alone? Because we're talking about something way beyond just using AI as a glorified calculator or a task bot. We're talking about a real honest-to-goodness partner, especially in areas that demand things like creativity and innovation. And the research here is pretty mind-blowing. Not only do these creative teams produce better work together, but get this, working with an AI can actually boost a person's own creative confidence, all while keeping the human firmly in the driver's seat. It's a win-win. So yeah, the big takeaway is that we're not just talking about a tool anymore. We're talking about a co-creator, a muse, that can help push our own skills to brand new places. Now, of course, this all sounds incredible, but we have to be real here. Any partnership is a two-way street. And to make this work, we've got to be honest about our side of the equation. The human side, with all our needs, frustrations, and quirks. And this is where things can get a little bumpy. We humans are all about emotional intelligence, reading the room, picking up on those tiny unspoken cues. The AI, at least for now, just isn't. And that mismatch can lead to some serious breakdowns and frustrations. This is exactly why the whole field of human factors and ergonomics is so critical. It's basically the science of designing technology that doesn't drive humans crazy.
Researchers use these kinds of frameworks to look at everything from preventing burnout to making sure the system is actually reliable. And across all of this research, one thing consistently rises to the top as the #1 priority. The entire system, from top to bottom, has to be designed to empower the user. Because when people feel capable and in control, they don't just do better work, they feel better, period. So let's pull all these threads together. We've talked about trust, goals, creativity, the human element. What does this all build towards? What is the actual blueprint for the teams of tomorrow? Well, here it is in a nutshell. First, you have to design for trust, but do it smartly with clear processes. Second, build AI to be a team player. Make it altruistic. Third, think of it as a creative partner, not just a simple tool. And the golden rule, above all else, empower the human. And I want to be crystal clear, this isn't just theory. Right now, scientists are running these incredible simulations, kind of like digital playgrounds, to rapidly build and test these new AI teammates. They're ironing out all the kinks in a safe environment before this technology ever shows up at your office. Which really leaves us with one final huge question to think about. For all of human history, teamwork has meant one thing: humans working together. Now, for the first time ever, we're adding a fundamentally new kind of intelligence to that mix. So we're not just changing our tools. We are on the verge of redefining what it even means to be a team.